It has never been easier to get professional sounding recordings without breaking the bank. The barrier to entry is very low, and this is a great thing because it means the most important thing is your creativity and your songcraft, and those don't cost a penny. Hello and welcome to today's video. On today's video, I'm going to discuss with you how to record audio. So if you're someone who has been interested in recording audio, producing music, but you have not been sure where to start, what kind of equipment do you need, how do you get into this? That is what today's video is going to be about, and I can't wait to share some information with you about it. So if you're ready, come on, let's dive in. At 10 years old, I was using a 2-tape deck boombox to record songs I wrote. In 8th grade, I received my first 4-track recorder for Christmas. Since then, I've been obsessed with writing and recording music. To say that music production is a passion of mine would be an understatement. To me, there's nothing more thrilling than to hear your original creation playing back via headphones, a car stereo, or a sound system. Also, I know the value that a high-quality recording can bring. It can inspire, tell a testimony, mark a time in history, or create a legacy. Are you ready to record your song? Before you do, let's talk about the basic gear you'll need. But before we even do that, let's talk about the olden days. You see, years ago when you wanted to record a song, you only had a few options. Get a record deal and use a top-notch producer and engineer to record your songs. Or you could also search for a commercial studio where you would pay for studio time to cut a demo or multiple songs if you had the money to spend and it wasn't cheap. Or if you were looking at a budget-friendly option, you could use multi-track recorders and try your hand at recording your own songs. There were audio recording books available, and through reading and researching recording and mixing techniques, you could develop a skill set over time to get good results out of your recordings and mixes. However, that was about it. But everything started to change when recording software started making its way on the scene. By the early 2000s, Pro Tools had become massively popular, and the ability to record professional sounding audio was in reach. By the 2010s, home studio recording was at an all-time high. And now in 2025, anyone that has the patience and willingness to work hard on their craft can render radio-ready mixes with the right gear and know-how. So what about the big studios with their big SSL recording consoles? Do they still exist? Of course, they still exist. But more often than not these days, musicians and artists are turning to the home studio to either learn the craft of recording from a creative and artistic control standpoint, or just because it's the most economical option. But even home recording enthusiasts who have the cash will buy these expensive analog boards with outboard gear. We'll talk about that on another video to get the best recording possible. But the truth? If you have a laptop, a decent DAW, a quality microphone, and most importantly, a good song on your hands, you too can record professional sounding material. For years, I wrote songs and recorded them on various multi-track recorders, but they always lacked that professional edge. At one point, I even purchased a copy of Pro Tools, but because I didn't know how to operate it, I became so frustrated that I eventually quit. My creativity even came to a standstill during the 2010s because I didn't have the gear or knowledge I needed to record my songs. But everything changed for me when a friend from church, Josh Williams, decided to set aside some time and show me how to use Pro Tools. Josh had already been recording for several years and his mixes sounded great. He was doing a lot of production work at our church, but decided he wanted to pass the torch to me, so to speak. I was intimidated at first, but thanks to Josh's patience, I started to learn the software, and it completely changed my life. Josh, if you're watching this, thank you, brother. That was a game changer. Since that time in 2016, I've been recording with Pro Tools and have released numerous projects with great results. And actually, I didn't need a ton of gear to get started, but here's what I had and what you'll need to get rolling. So let's talk about the gear you need. First, you're going to need a DAW. That's right, I said DAW, D-A-W. So what is a DAW? A DAW or DAW is an acronym for Digital Audio Workstation, or you can just call it recording software. There are many viable DAWs out there. Among the most popular are Cubase, Logic, Reaper, Ableton, and others. But my personal favorite and what is considered an industry standard would be Pro Tools. I've been using Pro Tools for the last 8 years and it has served me well on my recordings. Next, you're going to need a laptop. The general consensus is that MacBook Pros are the way to go when recording audio. That is the case, at least from what I've seen from other producers and engineers that I've watched from afar and also that I've worked with. I also prefer to use a MacBook Pro when recording. You will also need an interface. A recording interface, also known as an audio interface or sound card, is a device that connects your computer to other audio equipment, such as microphones and instruments. It allows you to record, play, and process sound with your computer. To put it simply, an interface is the box that communicates between your laptop and DAW and also your microphone or speakers. You will plug your speakers in the output jacks on the interface. You'll also use the interface to plug in your microphones for singing or recording drums, for example, or to plug in your guitar cables for recording guitar or bass. In layman's terms, you plug your stuff in the box to record. All right, are you still with me? Come on, let's keep going. You will also need a decent microphone. You can get great results with dynamic or condenser microphones. Condenser microphones are a top choice for recording studios because they can capture detail with superior sound quality. They have a wide frequency response, good transient response, and are highly sensitive. Condenser microphones require an external power source, usually phantom power, to function. Phantom power is supplied via the XLR cable that connects the microphone to a mixer or audio interface. They are a good choice for recording natural sounds with a wide range of frequencies. They're less well suited for loud, raucous sounds where a dynamic microphone might be better. Condenser microphones are generally more expensive than comparable dynamic microphones. You can also use a dynamic microphone. Dynamic microphones are a top choice for live performances because they are durable, resistant to moisture, and can handle high sound pressure levels without distorting. They are also often used by singers at live concerts because of the high volume levels on stage. Dynamic microphones are ideal for recording loud instruments like drums and electric guitars because they can handle high sound pressure levels. They are also a popular choice for podcasters and radio broadcasters because they can minimize background noise. The prices for microphones can vary from $100 to $50,000. Seriously, they can get that expensive. But microphones start delivering great results from about the $500 and above range. That being said, I have used the MXL 990, a $100 mic, on numerous recordings, and it's given me great results. And that same mic has been used to record a big radio hit. The band OAR used this mic on their main lead vocal and scored a hit on the US Billboard Hot 100, and it peaked at number 36. And it also peaked on the US Adult Alternative chart, peaking at number 1 in 2008. Okay, so here's the deal. You don't need a lot of expensive gear to start recording your songs or other people's songs. You just need to do the best you can with what you have until you have the financial ability to upgrade. You will need a laptop, recording software, and some of these basic items. But after that, you are off to the races. It has never been easier to get professional sounding recordings without breaking the bank. The barrier to entry is very low. And this is a great thing because it means the most important thing is your creativity and your songcraft. And those don't cost a penny. If you love singing and playing music and are willing to work on your craft, you can record great sounding songs that sound professional and even radio worthy. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you learned something. I hope you were educated, and I hope you had a good time. And now I want you to have a great rest of your day.